talking about the Alabama Affordability Act. Many families in Alabama right now are facing very hard but really real choices that I think a lot of people here can resonate with. The adults in many households are trying to decide if they should pay their utility bills or buy the groceries for their homes. It's very sad, but this isn't just financial irresponsibility. This is hardworking families who can't make ends meet no matter how hard they try because of how expensive these electricity bills have been. If anybody here has taken a look at their utility bills, you've noticed that they've risen a lot by a couple $100, at least mine has. Many people that are having to pay these power bills are paying them as high as or even more higher than our mortgages and rents. I have even noticed a few $100 difference in my bill, but I've done nothing different. So I was trying to figure out how we can fix this problem that so many people are dealing with. The research on this topic has led me to the Alabama Affordability Protection Plan that the Alabama state government is passing through legislation now. That's why I think the Alabama state government should pass the Alabama Affordability Protection Plan because it forces the utility companies to be transparent with the public and take accountability for where our money's going and what they're doing with it. It also forces the data centers to contribute to their communities and helps lower energy costs for the farmers. One of the strongest arguments in favor of the plan is the need for greater transparency and accountability in how the utility rates are set. Sarita Collins, in January of 26, wrote with Energy Alabama, the proposed affordability reforms can save people, Alabamians, billions of dollars over the next few decades to implement these stronger protections. Their utility affordability platform highlights the responsible rate settings that can significantly reduce monthly bills for families. This directly supports the claim that also these policy changes can lower our bills. In addition to them being transparent, the data centers that are in Alabama should have to contribute to the communities that they're set in. As of right now, we don't have many regulations on the tax abatements and incentives that they have to pay. So, State Bill Caleb Taylor says in January of 2026 with 1819 News, he says that the Senate Bill 265 that Senator Jones introduced will lower the period to 20 years so that it makes them have to pay state sales and pay their taxes that they're not forced to pay as of right now. Instead of for forever and never having to pay these taxes, it'll put a cap on it to be 20 years, which will create a more balanced tax system where the majority of the bigger corporations can put their money back into the state rather than the stability, like the tax money that needed to be done for the roads lasting just on this. Another key aspect is lowering energy costs for the farmers in Alabama. Morley Jackson in February of 2024 wrote with Alabama Farmers Federation that we have 37,362 farms in Alabama as of 2022, which means that the third bill would extremely affect a large part of our state. Representative Crawford in January 2026 introduced the House Bill 244, which states that the electricity and the natural gas used in commercial greenhouses and irrigation systems and the poultry houses are exempt from these state utility taxes. This could help the farms by they don't have to pay as much taxes, so whenever they're sending their foods to the grocery stores, we don't have to pay as much because they're not paying as much, and it's a ripple effect. Lower energy taxes for farms can translate to families not having to fork out as much money for organic foods that they feel like they need to keep their bodies happy and healthy. The true cost of these bills not being passed lies in the inaction of us not doing anything. With power bills being how they are, if we continue to not do anything about it, we're continuing to put the hardships that we have dealt with for months and months and months on our Alabama families that are trying really, really, really hard to just make ends meet and pay what they have to pay. There is no reason that families should have to choose between paying their utility bills and versus paying for food in their house to keep families happy and healthy and fed. Like, these bills are not just about policies, but they're about people. And in Alabama, it's about the mom that can't pay their bills and pay for groceries. It's about the farmers that are trying to keep the farms in the family. This policy helps promote transparency within the utility companies and the public, helps force the large data centers to contribute to the communities that they're taking things from, rather than them taking and we're not receiving anything back from them. And it also lowers the energy costs for these farmers. Thank you so much. Have a good day. I'm going to sit these down real quick.